Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've been very busy here today at the Aquarium Project. Just, talking to you lovely people and a few other bits and pieces behind the scenes and that. But yeah, I thought I'd just jump on and quickly discuss something that I think is something that's really important and no one ever talks about, and that is editing of or enhancing of pictures. Obviously, this is talking about like online. But yeah, if you're not familiar around here, what we normally do is I will walk around and show you guys around the shop, show you around all the fish and plants and stuff, but talk over it because it's more fun that way. So yeah, basically what we're going to be talking about today is the idea of enhancing photos. So what happens a lot is I'll just run you through a sort of a situation or a scenario that we run into a lot, which is I think particularly prevalent with African cichlids. So that's the example I'm going to use, but it would apply to anything, or any fish at least. So in general, what happens is we'll get someone who comes in to the shop after a particular fish, and what they'll do is they'll bring a photo they've seen on Instagram or found on a forum somewhere, or some sort of picture off the internet, and say, oh, can I get this fish? Usually like a peacock, for example, and they really want this fish. And that's cool, it looks real cool, but what we often find is that these pictures are really heavily edited and enhanced. I'm not a photographer or anything, so I don't know exactly the process, but basically like everything is a lot brighter and like better contrast and like deeper color and everything, and so then what will happen is like I'll show them the fish in real life and it's not the same color. A lot of people say that they're less colorful, but I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is they're different color. The colors are a lot different in person than these enhanced pictures. And that's a little bit hard because obviously, like, in of itself, there's no problem editing a picture, Like, I will be the first to say they look real cool when they're edited, so, like, go to town. But the problem is, it's actually, looking at flowerhorn, it's actually quite common with flowerhorns as well. You'll see the picture and then you'll see the actual fish and they look nothing alike. And so sort of what that does in the end is it kind of skews people's expectations about what X fish actually looks like, and that often will lead to people being real disappointed when they see it in real life. So yeah, that's something that I think is quite important, but something that no one ever talks about. You see it quite a lot, and I think it's one of those ones where it does a lot of harm, in terms of like people's expectations and that. Like, as I said, there's no harm in doing it, but there's harm in selling this as, oh yeah, this is my why can't I think of an example? This is my red empress, and then showing, oh yeah, this is a picture of the parents of this fish, and showing a super enhanced, real, I'm going to say artificial picture, and then people buying it expecting it's going to look like that adult, but actually it's not. It's going to have more, less rich colors. Like, I'm really trying to be careful here to say that it's not as colorful, or that to say that they're not going to be as colorful, because I think they definitely are like equally colorful in that, but they're colorful in a different way, which is kind of obscured by the use of photo or video editing. And so yeah, I think that's something that people need to be more aware of happening. So of course the question that we're going to run into is, how do I know if a picture's edited? And so I'm going to kind of outline what I do. This is, again, more directed at Africans because it's more of a common thing with Africans, but it could apply to anything. So with Africans, most of the time you'll be keeping them on this sort of sand here, which is called aragonite, which is what increases the pH and the hardness and all that. So if you, in this picture, a lot of times there'll be, in the pictures, a lot of times you'll be able to see the sand. Or that can apply to anything if they got coral rock or anything sort of lighter in color, like a more white color. What you'll find is those white things won't be as white. They'll be a bit more like, they'll have a bit of a, say, blue tinge, for example, and that is a dead giveaway. That is a real good giveaway that, oh yep, this picture's been edited. Because that's not really, I know, because it's something you can, basically it's something everyone knows the color of, so you can sort of judge it against it, or like you have something to compare it to. Whereas obviously if you've never seen the fish in person before, you're not going to know what, like you're not going to have that baseline. So, I mean, actually in thinking about it, it could be rocks, could be wood, could be whatever, could be the bristlenose in the background, but trying to find something that is a bit more known to be able to compare it with is always a good first option. If they don't have that, like if the picture just is the fish against nothing, like say it's against black and nothing else, there's no, no things you can judge it against. Another real good, I don't know exactly how to explain this, so this might sound a bit weird, but I find reds are a real good giveaway. So like even a red in a fish is like red, like it's kind of normal, but what you'll often find is they're really like kind of orange almost. I'm hesitant in this section of the video just because I don't quite know how to explain it, but I find the real sort of shiny like raspberry reds are always the thing that kind of gives it away, because it's like too much, it's like overdone. And so like nothing could ever look like that. I do say that because like, so things can look red, but where things look like really sort of artificially red, like really like over the top raspberry red, that is often quite a good giveaway that, yep, this picture's been edited and there's a problem here. So yeah, this is something I think is really important in especially the African cichlid community, just because that is what will often, it sort of puts people off or sets not unrealistic expectations, but like incorrect expectations, so that these people are, oh, I can never find a real, red empress, for example, because they're supposed to look like this, and it's like, no, they're not, that's not how they're supposed to look. They're cool and they're colorful, but they're cool and they're colorful in a slightly different manner. So that's something that I think we should, as an industry, I think we should be talking more about, because obviously the challenge is that's what that does sell. If I was to like take the 7, for example, and do all my photo editing magic, it would look crazy. I could make it look crazy, I'm sure, but it's not what it looks like. So especially as we're moving as an industry more online, there's more sort of, I hate to say it, but there's upside to doing this. It is kind of misrepresenting your product, but it would sort of sell. But I think as an industry, it's something we've got to talk about and we have to consider. And I think we have to find a solution to. I don't know what the solution is, probably AI or something, being able to figure out what's edited and what's not. But just being transparent and clear, like, yeah, I've edited this picture, look how cool it looks, I'll post it on Instagram. Like, that's cool, that's fine, that's awesome, I'll love to see these pictures, but that is what it is, so yeah, I mean, that's basically all I sort of was wanting to say on the matter, is this does happen, and it's something that I think we should consider, and something that I think we need to think about. So yeah, I mean, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about it. I think it's a really interesting topic, and I'd love to hear if you guys have any stories or interactions with this sort of thing. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, click that bell icon, all that good stuff. But yeah, thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Love you all. Bye.